Howdy y'all, welcome to Adventures with Kendall. Today's episode is a special one because we're going to talk about Tulare Lake. But what is Tulare Lake? Where was it? And where is it now? These are questions we're going to be answering, especially since the California rainstorms of winter 2023. It'll be an intriguing look into the valley's history, especially when it comes to this lake. So let's get going. Tulare Lake was a large, natural freshwater lake that covered part of the Central Valley in California. By 1849, it was the third largest lake in the United States. It was also the largest freshwater lake west of the Mississippi. Tulare Lake was named after the tule rush that lined the marshes and sloughs of its shores. This would later become the name of the city of Tulare. Tulare Lake was fed by streams, sloughs, and rivers in the area. Some of these rivers are the Kings, Kaweah, St. John's, Tule, and White Rivers. Located at a threshold elevation of about 210 feet, it would overflow into the San Joaquin River. This happened 19 out of 29 years between 1850 to 1878. After 1878, no overflow occurred due to the increase of water diversion. Canals and other diversions were built to use the water that fed Tulare Lake in other ways. During exceptional rain years, parts of the lake would reappear. Enough water remained in the lake that Alameda Naval Air Station used Tulare Lake as an outlying seaplane base during World War II and in the early days of the Cold War. Flying boats could land on Tulare Lake when landing conditions were unsafe in San Francisco Bay. The natural spillway for Tulare Lake was located 5 miles west of Hall's Corner on California State Route 41. This is where the lake water would overflow and head to the San Joaquin River. There were islands within Tulare Lake. These islands were Atwell, Gull, Pelican, Skull, and Bird Islands. By 1886, the islands were permanently part of the mainland due to the water receding and being diverted for irrigation uses. Atwell Island, also known as Hogs Root Island, is where the town of Alpa is now located. In exceptionally wet years, this part of the Central Valley was prone to flooding as water flowing out of the Sierra Nevada mountains was not controlled. In 1938 and 1955, the lake flooded, which prompted the building of Terminus Dam on the Kaweah River, the Pine Flat Dam on the Kings River, and the Success Dam on the Tule River. I'm here at Lake Success, just above Porterville, California. When I was a kid, my school was in Springville, so we head up northeast, which means passing by this lake every day. Compared to what Lake Success is usually like, this is overflowing. These man-made lakes with dams were created to divert water and prevent flooding within the valley. However, the water is overflowing back to the natural lake. The basin of Tulare Lake has become some of the most productive land in the world for agriculture. Other smaller communities are located within the Tulare Lake Basin. The area around Corcoran is flooded right now. As the weather events of 2023 continue, we are seeing record levels of rainfall. This leads to more water coming downstream from the mountain areas. The lakes and reservoirs are getting more and more full. To make room for the snowmelt, the dams on these rivers are releasing more water to flow downstream. We are seeing flooding in these low-lying areas, including water flowing into the Tulare Lake Basin. Record snowmelt has yet to hit the saturated valley waterways. Because of the recent snowstorms, there is still plenty of snow high up in the mountains, with the snow reaching 606 inches from the ground level at China Peak. With this in mind, there's going to be a lot of snow melt that will bring more water down to the Tulare Lake Basin. This will mean water will be in the newly reemerged Tulare Lake into summer 2023. And that is the story of the Tulare Lake Basin and how it impacts the Central Valley today. I hope you learned a lot about the Tulare Lake, and our thoughts and prayers are for those impacted by the severe weather. I hope you had a good time learning about Tulare Lake. It was a fascinating dive into the history of this area. Anyway, if you have a location for us to go on, comment or email down below. We would love to see your suggestions. And also subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We would love to see your faces. Now that's all the time we have here on Adventures of Kendall. See you later, folks, and may your gifts bless the world.